Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm just kind of playing around here, checking out my next, I guess, custom. I really want to do a Thundarr the Barbarian, and I found this head online. I'll go ahead and link a location where you can find this head for yourself. It's on Etsy, and I think it's a pretty good likeness to what I guess we remember as Thundarr, you know, when we were kids. So I've got the head. I've got a Type S body. I've got some boots. I'm gonna have to take those lines off. Acetone works really well, so that won't be a problem. I've got his bone necklace. I may cut off some extra bones. I don't know. I might just leave it the way it is. I got his sunsword. I think I'm gonna have to modify this a little bit. Maybe just cut it off right there. And yeah, this this does not look like this, but I think with some scissors it will. So I hope you stay with us as we do our Thundarr the Barbarian. I've got some really cool paint apps that I'm going to be using. I've got this satin. Let's see, what's the name of this feller? Ooh, Summer Squash. And I'm going to prime the head in this because most of the head is the hair, and I think the flesh tone will be able to cover that yellow. But I really want his hair to pop. And I'm thinking with that summer squash and maybe a brown like wash or contrast, I can really get something that looks good. Let's see what else. Oh, for the sun sword, you know, I have this really neat color here. It's called Gloss Peekaboo Blue. And the sun sword is going to be primed in this, and then I'll do the other paint apps as we go along. So I hope you stay tuned for this one. I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be fun. Well, it's going to be fun for me because I've always wanted a Thundarr the Barbarian. Well, you know what? I don't know if you can see this, but it's got like a huge divot in it. I just noticed it after I primed it, after I painted it. So I'm going to try something. I got something new here. This is called liquid green stuff, and I picked this up at my local hobby shop. And I'm going to try to see if I can get it to fill in that little divot, and then I can repaint it. I'm just going to grab a little bit. Smooth it down. Let's see if I don't know. I guess I wipe. I don't know. I've never used this stuff before, so bear with me. Okay, so it looks like I've covered that little hole. I'm gonna go ahead and repaint that, and let's check the results. The sword, however, turned out great. I'm gonna go ahead and paint it with, I have this Citadel paint. It's called Layer Flash Gets Yellow. And I'm just going to paint the inside of the sword with this. And then I've got a little wash there too that I can use to kind of like, I don't know. I'm hoping that the wash does something for the sword. So we'll see. I'm just going to lay down the yellow color here. And you don't have to be too particular with this, because if you remember from the cartoon, the yellow part of the sword was just kind of like, it was light, so it would bleed into the rest of the sword. So if it's not like a perfect straight line, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. I'm trying to keep it straight, just, you know. That's me, I guess. You know, you can see the blue through it, so I think this is going to be a really neat effect. It's going to look like it's almost a lightsaber, like a blue and yellow lightsaber. At least I'm hoping it will. So it looks like I got the first side done. I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to tackle the other side. You know what I can do while I'm here? I will paint the hilt. Let me go ahead and look up online and see what the hell. I think it was I think it was silver or gold. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna lay down some silver paint. I've got this right here. It's called Lead Belcher, and it's a dark silver. And I'm gonna go ahead and lay that down on the hilt. And then if I need to, I can come back and I can paint some gold. I could do like some gold highlights. So, you know, anyway, I'm gonna try this first. See what it does. I think it was gold though, but that's okay. Like I said, this is going to be like kind of a base for that. I'll go ahead and research it, but I mean, I would probably do this anyway if it were gold, because I want to have that kind of like contrast in the darker parts of the sword. And I'm going to cut off this back part anyway. I'm only going to go down to about there. Really put this in a stand. Okay, I'm gonna put this down and let it dry a little bit. And I'm gonna take a look at the picture online, but I think I'm gonna cut it off right there. So I'll be back. All right, I can still see that divot, but I don't know if it's the green stuff being green or if it's actually there. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint it. I'm gonna paint his hair with this right here. This is a golden yellow. And it's pretty close to the color that I had on there, so. We'll see if that green stuff actually works. It's supposed to be very thin. You know, I have this stuff, it's like a 2-part epoxy. And I'll use that when I have like major stuff that I've got to fix, like a big hole in it or a broken piece or something. So when I saw that that little green stuff, I thought, well, that might be nice for, you know, little touch-ups like this. So let's see if it works. Can't believe I missed it though. Well, this is an easy way to paint hair, I tell you that. It's hard to figure out where I have paint and spray paint. Okay, looks like that's good. Let me go ahead and start on the flesh. I think see that body. I have this is my layered Cadian flesh tone. I think it might be a little too dark. Maybe I can use that in conjunction with a couple other flesh tones. Looks like it's going to be Kislev flesh. Might use the other ones for, I don't know, darkening or contrasting, but I'm gonna go ahead and lay down a layer of this. Look, that divot's still there. Oh man, maybe yellow isn't such a good idea. And it was a satin, so it's not covering very well. I don't know, maybe the yellow paint's not such a good idea. Should have gone white. But unfortunately, I'm out of white paint at the moment, so I thought yellow might be a good one. I didn't think it would be that dark, but it looks like it is. I don't know, maybe not. I think it's definitely going to need a couple of coats, though. What was your favorite Thundarr episode? I remember the one where they were out in the forest and they met that Rat King. That was pretty cool. One of my favorite villains was Gemini, right? The wizard. And it seemed like Uklo was always busting the technology that they would find. I felt kind of frustrated by that. Okay. For whatever reason, this stand is making it harder than it needs to be, I think. You can see I got a stand for my sword. I also painted the backside, so you wouldn't have to endure watching me do that again. Okay, well, first coat down. I might do another one off camera, but I will be back to show you what I do with the eyes and eyebrows. Okay, back to the sword. Yes, it was a gold, but that's okay. It's gonna be fine. Let me go ahead and get my white paint, and I'm gonna do a dry brush. I'm just putting some paint on the brush, and I'm gonna try to get rid of like 95% of this paint. And then I'm going to maybe I need more paint. That's too much. There we go, that's working. Okay, first side down. Do the second side now that I know what I'm doing. Maybe it'll go a little easier. You know what my problem is? This paint is very, very thin. I added some water to it, so it's very, very thin. I don't know if that's probably why I'm having trouble with the dry brushing. Oh my gosh, look at that mistake. Okay, got to it quick enough, I guess. That's what it should look like. There's my sunsword. Oh yeah. Okay, now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna put a second color of that yellow, second coat of that yellow. And then I'm gonna add my wash. And then I'm gonna paint the handle gold. And my second coat is only gonna be in the center, at the darkest part of the sword. Cool. Okay, now let me paint that that gold. I got this. What's it called? Glorious gold. Still need to cut off the bottom. It's looking pretty good. Yeah, Thundarr could pretty much cut through anything with this thing. Didn't Ariel give it to him? It's like the utility, it's maybe not the utility knife, but the, what do you call those things? Like, what hatchets? Cut through the brush. Probably what it was designed for. A little machete. That's it, machete. Alright, sunsword. I think done and done. Wow, cool. Alright, let me get back to the head. You'll notice I got my second coat of flesh paint on there too. So now I'm just going to take a very thin brush and I'm going to do his eyebrows and his eyes. I think I'm going to start with the eyes first. You know, they were kind of like cartoony, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come across here and underneath. So that I get like a border. And that's going to be the border for his eye. I guess I could just paint the whole eye black. I mean, if that's easier for you, I guess that's something you could do. Try it with painting it black. Okay, so that's what we got so far. Let me go ahead and do the eyebrows. The eyebrows are there. They're easy to paint. Just like tracing a coloring book. And remember, they were black. Some people say that He-Man copied Thundarr, and I'm inclined to believe that. I don't know how you feel about it. But Thundarr definitely came first. You know, it was a knockoff of Conan the Barbarian. That movie was pretty popular. All right, if you make any mistakes, you can always go back and you can add some of that flesh color. Kind of sharpen things and to take care of any places where you might have gone too far. And just straighten up that line. Looks a little jaggedy. I need a new brush. This one's got a curl in it. Well, that's the best I can do. I'm gonna go ahead and let this guy dry, and I might do some touch-up. Yeah, let me do some touch-up on camera, just so you can see what I do. I'm just gonna take my same paint, and with my smaller brush, I'm just gonna go into those areas where, you know, maybe the hair intruded on the flesh, like right in here. Just cleaning it up. One more little spot over here. He's got that page boy hairdo, right? Okay, I'm gonna let that guy dry, and then I'm gonna come back and do the eyes. Sunsword's pretty cool. I think it's pretty much done. And I'm gonna cut off the base and paint the bottom. But I think that guy's pretty well done. Oh, you know what I was gonna do? I was gonna do a wash, wasn't I? Let me try that wash and see what it does. Well, it's not really a wash, it's a contrast. Bad Moon Yellow. Let me just go ahead and layer it in there. Doesn't appear to be doing too much for it. I'm actually spilling it into the areas that it shouldn't be in. I don't know if I like that. Oh, I do like that though. Okay, hang on a second. I'm gonna go back with my sword, and I have this blue paint. It's called sky blue, and it's pretty close to the color that I have here. And where it's too yellow, I'm going to bring it down a little bit. I still want to keep that wash look because it came out really nicely. But it looked a little bit too much, there was too much yellow in some places. And so that's what I'm going to do with this, is I'm just going to bring it down a little bit. Just in those areas, like this, see that big yellow spot right there? I'm going to bring that down. So it's kind of blended a little bit more, if that makes sense. And I think I'm going to do the white dry brush one last time. Spending all this time on the sword. Well, the sword was an important character in that story too, wasn't it? Boy, it's looking good. While that sword's drying, I'm going to go ahead and paint his eyes. Remember, I don't want to cover the black part that I have in there. I just want to use it as kind of like a border. So I'm just going to push it in between the eyes. Because I want it to look like a cartoon. Just take it nice and slow here. Oops. I'm a little sick right now. I really wanted to paint this guy. Looks like I went a little too far. Let me see if I can clean that up without having to repaint it. There we go. Looks like I was able to get it in time. Remember, these acrylic paints, you know, you can, if you get to them quick enough, you can take care of any mistakes that you got. All right, let me do the other one. Remember, we painted the entire eye on this one. Let's see if it's any better or worse. Dog's making some funny sounds. Remember, you want to take it nice and slow. It looks like my paintbrush is getting a little chunky, so let me clean it off. And then we'll kind of compare the two techniques and see which one looks better. Well, both look pretty good. I think that this one goes over the edge a little bit too much. Let me add a little more white. I think that'll help too. Okay, looking good. Let me get my flesh paint out. And I'm going to take care of that corner of his eye. His Lev. Okay. That's good. I'm gonna let that dry and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna paint the pupils. Now the make it or break it moment, right? We're gonna do the eyes. The hardest part for me, I don't know about you, I'm gonna get a good dab of black on my paintbrush. I'm gonna put it right in the center. See if I can match the other one. Well, not too bad, I guess. Looks like this one needs to be bigger. Oh, okay. Let's go to the next part. All right, let's go ahead and add a little bit of a wash. Put it above his eyes. And underneath them. Between his lips. Looks like I made a mess of that. I'm gonna have to go back and repaint that. All right, let's see, in the nose. You know what? I think this wash might be just too dark. Come back and I'll do a dry brush, I guess. I was going to use this for the hair, but I don't think I'm going to do that after all. Okay, let me let that dry and then I'm gonna get a dry brush. You know what, while that's drying, I could do the hair. Let me just go ahead and do the hair. This will be the last, look, my divot's still there. It's better, but it's still there. I'm gonna use this bigger brush. So you can get a lot covered at once. You know what? I've got that yellow wash. I should try that. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, let me let that dry and I'm gonna get my yellow wash. All right, the moment of truth. Here we go. My little snippers. Looks like that's about where I want it. Oh, I'm gonna have to sand that down. Look at that, it's a little jagged. So let me sand that down real quick. Oh no, it looks like it's flaking. Let me be gentle with it and see what happens. Gotta get it nice and flat too. Be perpendicular to the ground. Oh yeah. Looks good. I'll go ahead and get that painted. And let me do that last dry brush. Let's see, what did I do with it? Here we go. Got this brush right here. Got my white paint. Wipe it off. Sunsword. Okay, that's cool. Let's see. What was I gonna do with my head? Oh yeah, I was gonna do some dry brushing on that. Oh, got my dry brush. Oh, it's too big. Let me get another one. Okay, I got a little paint on here. Taking some of it off. And I'm gonna try to fix that chin. That's looking a lot better. And then I was going to try that yellow paint. Let me clean this off. Let me use the same brush. And let me use that yellow wash. Just the contrast. This is my sun moon yellow, bad moon yellow, sorry. And I'm just going to put it into the hair and see what that does. Oh, it's really making it pop. Really, really golden yellow. It's taking off some of the paint underneath. That's weird. I guess I didn't let it dry long enough. I'm making a mess. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix this guy. All right, I'm gonna have to clean this guy up. I'm gonna use this. I have this, it's called Layer Flay One Flesh, and it's a very light flesh tone. It's for like zombies. And I'm gonna do a dry brush on him. So I'm gonna take my paint, and I'm gonna get rid of like most of it. And then I'm just going to highlight on the nose. On the cheeks. Try and get down there. Just to kind of give it a little dimension. Because he scared me. I thought he was like done for. Oh, looks like I messed up his lip. You can see that's kind of like giving it a lighter appearance. But again, you just want a dry brush of this. You don't want to go crazy. Well, okay, well I think he's done. Let me go ahead and get this area cleaned up. You know, I think I'm gonna paint him. I think he's done. You know what, I might try another dry brush with the yellow. It's just too much yellow. I think I'm gonna go back to my golden yellow and do a dry brush of that. Maybe just block it, because it's and I lost some of the paint there. Okay, yeah, this is doing a good job, because you went and had that that contrast that I used in there, and it's kind of like seeped into the deeper areas of the sculpt. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay, now I think I can spray them with my matte clear coat. Okay, I have my warbler here, but I have to figure out how big of a piece I need. So I have a little strip that I cut from an advertisement, and I'm gonna wrap it around his wrist, and I'm gonna try to get an idea of where I need to cut and how I need to cut. Looks like that might do it. I really don't want to have any extra material left over, because I want it to be kind of like smooth. Then I want a straight cut across the wrist. So it looks like this is my basic pattern. Let me try it one more time. Okay, and Warbler has a little bit of a give to it, so I think it's going to be good. Okay, so let me go ahead and cut this out, and we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and get my my gun plugged in, and we'll get it heated up. This warbler, you'll know when it starts to get ready because it sweats. It looks like it's ready. It doesn't take much, honestly. Ooh, it's hot. Okay, forgot how I was going to do this. And you got to be careful because it sticks to the figure. I think I got it backwards. Hang on. Oh yeah. Neat. Now I'll just take it and cut off. I can see where I need to trim it. And it's still malleable, so. Okay. I don't know, is that the cuff size that I want? I think that's the cuff size I want. So I got my first one. I don't know, it just doesn't look right. Let me cut my second one and we'll put them on and see how that looks. Okay, I got it on his arm and I'm checking the fit. I kind of heated it up and molded it around his arm, but you got to be careful because it'll stick to it. You know, look, I got this white stuff here. This is where it's stuck to it. I'm gonna have to try to clean that off. And so once you have it at that point, then you just get your scissors and you cut a straight line. And just go straight across. Same thing over here. And I also got some sandpaper here so I can try to make it even. See, the sandpaper does a pretty good job. Let's see, once I have these, I'm gonna go ahead and get them painted, and those are gonna be his wrist guards. Let's see what it looks like with a hand. So yeah, those are gonna be painted gold. I've got a gold spray paint that I'm gonna use for that. And then for his waist, I've got this belt here. What do I do with it? I just cut a strip. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heat that and I'm gonna put it around his waist. And that's gonna be his belt. And I'm gonna paint that gold as well. Let me go ahead and get that. This is gonna be a lot easier to do. Because I'm simply gonna take this and put it around his waist. That's his belt. Right, while that's drying, I'm gonna go ahead and tackle these boots. Got some acetone here. I'll just do one boot, just so you can kind of see what the process is like. I'm just gonna get some acetone and put it on a paper towel. And I'm just going to wipe down the little black parts on the boot. And they come right off. Might as well do the other one I'm here. That's how easy it is to take off that black paint from your boots. The next one, and the part we can't walk away from, is the suit. I'm gonna go ahead and start at the legs. I'm just gonna cut straight across. I'm gonna give myself a little room from the seam and follow the same pattern. Ooh, the dog's barking. Hang on, let me go check that out. Some deer or something outside. So here we go. Here's the second part. All right, so there's the seam, and I just went a little bit beyond the seam. I'm gonna do the same thing with the arms, but I'm gonna cut them at like a little bit of an angle there. Okay, that's what I got so far. And now I'm going to go straight down the middle. I'm going to use my little scissors for this. And I'm going to go down where I'm going to have the belt. I should probably open it. And I'm going to go about halfway down. And then I'm going to go ahead and open it up a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna go check that out on him, but I think I have Thundarr's suit. Oops, I didn't cut that. Okay, let me put that Velcro back on. I think that's gonna be a suit. And these legs right here, I'm gonna do something special with them. See this part right up here? I'm gonna cut it straight across. And I'm gonna try to fit it on that boot. Because if you remember, he had like little fur on his boots. Let's see if we can get that on there. Oh yeah, and you can put a little glue on that. It's gonna look great. I'm gonna put a little fabric glue in here. Just to kind of like hold this down. Put some there. So it doesn't go anywhere. Wow, looking pretty good. Let me get his hands on. Let me go outside and get those bracers and things. But yeah, he's coming along pretty nicely. Well, came out great. I'm really happy with that sword. That sword has a really neat luster that has some dimension to it, between all the different layers and the dry brushing and the wash. Just really came out neatly. Also, the wrist guards, they have that appearance of almost like a beaten gold. I use this metallic paint. It's called Bear's Metallic Gold. And yeah, it came out really nicely. Warbler is one of those things you need to have in your toolbox if you do customizing for these figures. I found out it's helpful in a lot of different areas, from armor to, just little accessories like I have here. I guess I could have gotten away with classic TV toy belts and stuff like that, but you know what? I wanted something that looked more like the, like the TV show. So yeah, I think I accomplished that there with the Warbler and the gold paint. All in all, really, really happy with them. Oh boy, look at that profile. Boy, that looks cool. Wow, just really, really happy with my Thundarr. You may be asking yourself, hey, Crafter, what do you got back there? Well, what these are future episodes, I guess. There's Ariel. Doesn't look like much now, but hopefully I can get that to pop. That looks really cool. I've also got Ukla, the mock. Ukla has a really neat system. It has a magnet in there with a stem, or an S-type body. I'm thinking a muscular S-type body for this guy. Really, really excited to get this guy done. And then I have Gemini. The evil sorcerer, techno wizard, or whatever you want to call him. He had 2 faces, right? He had a nice side, and then he had a ruthless side. And it looks like, the creator of these sculpts really did a cool little gimmick there with his visor flipping up and down. And he also has some, this guy was expensive, because he has some accessories with him too. He comes with these gauntlets. I don't know what I'm going to do with this guy. This guy's going to be difficult to do. But he comes with gauntlets, and he comes with these, I guess, shoulder pieces. So yeah, that's going to be one to work on. I don't know when I'm going to get these guys done. Next one I'm going to do for sure is going to be Ukla. Yeah, but I need to source out an outfit for Ariel and an outfit for, this guy. So anyway, well, that's my episode for this week. I hope you stay tuned for next week. I'm hoping that I can get Ukla done by then. So I'll have a 2-parter. I'll have Thundarr and I'll have Ukla together. But until then, guys, stay safe and be cool. And I'll be back real soon. I'll be back next week, hopefully, God willing. So take care. I think next week is the 30th. So yeah, we're working on a new year. So I got some new projects too. Until then, see ya.